Hello, everyone. It's Adrian from the Pageant Project with you again. My special guest is again Casey Gibson. We were on literally 5 minutes ago, recording days 1 and 2, but we're here for days 3 and 4 of Miss Earth's the country's eco initiatives. We're going to give our top three for each day. So top three from day 3, top three from day 4. We've just done days 1 and 2. Casey, how have you been since I last talked to you? Like literally 5 minutes ago.
I had
Coffee,
to get me
caffeine.
yeah, I got me a Diet Coke because I
Jeez.
was trying so hard not to yawn during the last one. It's just been such a long week for me, so now it is currently 9:16 PM, and so it's exactly 1 hour later than we started before.
I
But this
love the
has been
specificity of that. It's 9:16. It's not 9:15. It's
16.
9:16. All right.
I love
So
it.
we've got day 3 coming up here, and actually the first one is one that we both picked. We've got Namibia. So here we go.
Hello, I am Miss Earth Namibia 2023. I'm thrilled to share with you the incredible environmental initiatives happening right here in our beautiful country. Our Donate a Tree campaign is a part of our efforts. We believe that every tree planted is a step towards a healthier planet. With the support of our donors and volunteers, we've been able to plant thousands of trees across Namibia. Our commitment extends to protecting our unique wildlife. Namibia is home to diverse and endangered species. Through innovative conservation approaches comprising of our internationally acclaimed conservancy program and our network of protected areas, our wildlife species are thriving, contributing to social and economic development of our people and the country at large. Namibia's environmental commitment extends to Gamam's water works, where innovative water management and purification techniques are being implemented. Gamam's Water Works is ensuring that wastewater is safely treated and ready to dispose of into the environment, protecting our vision for a sustainable and water-secure future. And that's not all. Namibia is also leading the charge in green hydrogen production. We are harnessing our abundant solar and wind resources to create the necessary clean, sustainable energy and synthetic fuels needed to build a green industry that will transform our economy. This initiative not only reduces carbon emissions, but propels us towards a more environmentally friendly and sustainably prosperous future. Namibia is serious about preserving our earth, not just talking about it, we are taking action. Let's protect, conserve, and cherish our beautiful planet for us and for future generations.
All right, Casey, do you want to take it first?
One, of course, if you watch me as I sit there and bob the whole time. I love the background music, but not only along with it, it was perfect volume, so I could still hear what she had to say. And she's
Yeah.
another one of those that has a really good energy about her that I was just invested the entire time. And I think it's funny now I picked 2 engineers. I think I had a chemical engineer I had picked and a civil engineer
Civil
now,
engineer.
so it's
Yeah.
being an engineer, yep. I don't know, it's just I'm able to resonate with someone like that, but I really liked that when it showed, like, the water treatment plant, she was there, it looked like she was, instigating or having some sort of conversation with someone about the situation. It just, it sold the story to me, and I liked that a lot, and I think that she just has a really good energy. It's just like the US
Mm.
Virgin Islands. I really
Yep.
like her. She can sell me anything, even if it has to come to eco standards. Like, she could sell me that. So, I really liked her a lot.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think it's the energy for me, number one. I think also she structured it really well, number two. And then number three, actually, I don't want to say I learned something, but when she was talking about green hydrogen, that's something that's been on my radar because hydrogen cars, powered cars, are supposed to be the next big thing. But producing the hydrogen in an eco friendly way is a challenge. Like transporting it has a huge carbon footprint depending on how you do it. So just hearing that they're going to be able to do that, that could be a huge boon for their country. That's massive. That's really interesting. All right. So that's one that we agree on. We haven't agreed on too many. That's the second one that we've agreed on. The next one is one of yours, Casey. So it's Nepal, which I think is the one right after this. Just get the video playing. Here's
Future
Nepal.
generations.
Nepal stands out as one of the world's rare gems, boasting an entirely renewable energy generation with a remarkable 98% of its energy coming from hydropower. While many nations rely on sources like nuclear power plant, coal, or fossil fuels, Nepal's commitment to green energy underscores its dedication to preserving our environment. The government has furthered its eco-friendly agenda by actively promoting electric vehicles, with private passenger EV sales currently at 25%, projected to soar to 90% by the year 2030, and public sector adaptation at 70%. Nepal's environmental stewardship extends beyond energy conservation. The nation has made significant progress in protecting endangered species, including the red panda, Bengal tiger, one-horned rhino, pangolin, snow leopard, Ganges river dolphins, and more. Notably, the country has excelled in conserving the one-horned rhino and tiger counts. In just a decade, Nepal nearly tripled its tiger count from 2010 to 2022, and the 2021 National Rhino Census revealed an impressive total of 752 one-horned rhinos. This achievement includes 694 in Tikwa National Park, 38 in Bardia National Park, 17 in Suklafata National Park, and 3 in Parsa National Park and their surrounding areas, marking an increase of 107 rhinos compared to the 2015 census. Nepal, often hailed as the Amazon of Asia, remains at the forefront of global environmental preservation. With its persistent commitment to renewable energy, thriving electric vehicle adoption, and remarkable success in safeguarding endangered species, Nepal continues to lead by example in the global mission to safeguard our ecological systems and protect our beloved planet, Mother Earth.
Haven't heard that expression, Amazon of Asia. That's an interesting one. Well, Casey, this is one of yours. You want to take it?
I love how I said the whole time, I loved when they were in the video, but this one, as I watched it, I was perfectly fine not having, to see our Nepal candidate because the way that she told the story and we were able to see the correlation with what she was talking about, I felt like
Totally.
it was almost like she was my tour guide standing next to me, taking me along the journey that I didn't have to have her in the video. This wasn't, and I have to remind myself, it's not about them, it's about
Yeah.
the eco initiative, and so that was the
Yeah.
big thing that I took away from this video. Um, but just being able to see the city streets, and then you go into seeing what, like, the Amazon type of the country, which is pretty cool. Like you said, I had never heard that saying before either. I really
Yeah.
like this, and I like that she gave statistical facts on there. It seems like the endangered species are like a big deal to them. Like that was one of their big eco things that they're trying to help not have any animals go extinct. And so that was cool giving like the different statistics along with it, which that is something I hadn't heard yet from other countries that I really liked.
Hmm.
But I just love this one. I just felt like she was my tour guide next to me, telling me all about Nepal, it's really
Yeah.
difficult to tell a story. And I think she told one very well.
Yeah, I think it's a good point that you make because because as you said, you were liking having the girls in them, and then this one didn't have her in it, but you still liked it, picked it as one of your top three. And I think that just
Mhm,
goes to prove there's no like formula for success,
mhm,
certainly in pageantry. Then, like when girls ask me, "Oh, do you have any tips or any key like secrets?" I'm like, "No, like it's the outcome at the end, and it's so individualistic." And I really like this video, but to your point, she wasn't in it. So okay, next one is one of mine, South Africa. Just because it's on Facebook, it's a bit of a pain. Gotta say, I don't use Facebook much these days. Sorry, Mark Zuckerberg. All right, here we go. South Africa.
We as South Africans are a nation with an unwavering commitment to protecting the environment.
In South Africa, the government is addressing a number of challenges, including climate change, poverty, and the energy crisis, addressing frequent load shedding with solar and wind power.
South Africa has also made significant strides in transitioning to clean and renewable energy sources.
South Africa's commitment to environmental sustainability is truly inspiring, as it takes bold steps to ensure its stunning landscapes and wildlife thrive for generations to come.
Recycling and waste management programs have been widely adapted across South Africa.
Innovative initiatives have turned trash into treasure, creating jobs and reducing the environmental impact. South Africans actively clean rivers and coastal lines, preserving the natural beauty that define this nation. South Africa is renowned for its commitment to wildlife conservation. The country is home to a number of wildlife sanctuaries, like the Kruger National Park, which protects its iconic creatures. South Africa's beauty is not just skin deep. Its diverse ecosystems, from the fynbos of Table Mountain to the coastal estuaries, are home to unique fauna and flora. Thank you, South Africa, for being a shining example of what's possible when we all stand together to make a positive impact in our environment. Let's all do our part, because together we can ensure a brighter and greener future for all.
Okay, so I've interviewed Belinda before, and what I really loved about this video is like I kind of saw her as like a female David Attenborough kind of figure. I think she speaks very well, she's very presentable, and if she was to do a wildlife documentary, I think she'd be very engaging. But more specifically, I know also that the conservation work, she's really involved with it. I think it's elephants. Belinda, if you're watching this, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But she actually was an ambassador, was worked with conservation efforts directly herself way before her Miss Earth, her Miss Earth title run. So I know that she walks her talk, and I really like the overall footage. And South Africa really is struggling with a few political issues, which you touched on there. For example, load shedding is, I guess, a politically correct way of saying in the middle of the day your power can be turned off because there's not enough power to go around. And unfortunately, sometimes the power goes to where the politicians are and is turned off where the poorest people are. Taylor's all this time, it's the poor who suffer the most. So there's a lot at stake, I think, for South Africa as a country. And again, like Casey, you said before, it's about the country this time, not about the person. And I think she solved the country really, really well.
I
So
wanna
that
I wanna
is
chime in on that one. The
sure.
first time I watched her introduction delegate video,
Mhm.
I was on the edge, but then after I watched this, I'm like, I really like her. I really
Yeah.
do. Like, she sold me. Being able to hear like the things that she's passionate about, I really think changed my mind about her as a contestant in this. I really liked her. And then because the first video I was like, she's pretty. I think she could
Yep.
do very well, but now I'm like, I 110% think that she will do very well. Like, that was, like, my
Mm.
immediate after watching that video, but I just wanted to throw that one out there because I was when we
Sure.
talked about her last time, I was like, "Ah, maybe," but now I'm like, "No." I believed every word that she had to say. Like, she sold
Yeah.
me on it, so it was great. She has really good words for when it
Yeah.
comes to things like this.
I will also say from having interviewed her, I think she's represented her country, and I think I mentioned this. She's represented her country internationally at pageants 3 times previously at big
Mhm.
pageants. So she certainly has that international pageant experience, which, goes a long way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Next one is one of yours, Casey. So Sri Lanka. Let me just find the timestamp because my cursor key doesn't work on Facebook. Uh, all right. I don't know why. All right. Here we go.
I am Viana Peters, the Miss Earth for Sri Lanka 2023. Water hyacinth is a common water-based plant that is considered as a nuisance in Sri Lanka. Many governmental organizations even allocate funds to reduce the growth of these plants. However, an eco-entrepreneur with her own efforts has come up with products using water hyacinth. That are not only eco-friendly but also sustainable. By providing employment to more than 12 people, this SME now produces handbags, dustbins, mats, and a wide range of other products. Pottery is a tradition rather than a product. It comes down from generation to generation in Sri Lanka. Created with clay and mud, many Sri Lankans use this product for cooking and to drink water. The condensing effect on pots give a cooling sensation to the water in it. Made entirely from mud and clay, pots are now exported to the global market as well. From Sri Lanka to the world, I'm coming for the earth. I'm coming for my planet. Miss Earth, Sri Lanka 2023.
I will say I really liked this video as well when I saw it because it was so specific and you can see like a real world solution to a real world problem. But Casey, this is one of your picks, so you take it away.
That was the thing that really just it showed me a different side of things. We weren't just talking about, environmental issues of like, we're planting trees, water pollution, air
Mm,
pollution. These are things that are helping one give someone a job. That's what she's talking about with the lady that was
mm,
making handbags,
yep.
gave jobs to people in their area. but also they're making things that are passed down generational by giving the pots. And so that was something really cool, that it was a effect from just using things in their environment of the mud and clay, the types of, I guess, tree limbs or leaves that they were using to like to weave into those
Yeah.
purses, bags. It looked like almost like a little trash bin.
Yeah.
That was just something different. It was a whole different like take on the eco initiative, and it just
Mm.
really stood out to me. And plus, I love sparkly things, I'm a girl. Her crown was, I hadn't seen another crown that looked like Sri Lanka's crown. It was different. A usual pageant crown, like, if it goes all the way around, usually you see stones, but hers actually, it if you go back in the video, you'll see it had, like, it connected all the way around, so all of this connected. It was just the coolest thing, and usually it just has, like, a metal bar. It doesn't go all the
Mm.
way back, like, for
Yeah.
sit on the head crowns. So I really like that. That was cool, but I do like that she went in and showed almost like a small business owner, their store and, like, what they did. So it was just a very different take on it, and it's kind of like the what was it, Zimbabwe maybe, or whatever, the one that was, like, the news TV
Yeah.
article one
Zimbabwe.
from the first
Yep.
video.
Yep.
It was different enough just like that, that I liked it, that I really like this. And before Sri Lanka, I watched her video when we did the introductions. I liked her. She
Mhm.
was cool, but this is another one that I'm like, okay, I've got my eye on you. You've now put, a bullet point in my head of like, okay, make sure to check on this one. But I like this one. But yeah, so that was my thoughts.
Okay, great. Final one for day 3 is one of mine, and that is Wales, who is right after this. So let's get to it.
Hello, everyone. I am your Miss Earth Wales 2023, and my name is Caris Havett. I'm here to talk to you about Wales's eco initiatives, as Wales is a small nation with an ambitious vision. It's a country that understands that the world is experiencing the disastrous impacts of the climate crisis, and we need to get on track to avert further impacts on our Earth. In true Miss Earth fashion, I have broken my video into 4 elements. Let's start with our first element, Earth. As mentioned in my previous videos, Wales has 3 national parks, which cover over 20% of the land surface of Wales. Their purpose is to conserve and enhance the natural beauty, wildlife, and cultural heritage. The parks look after the earth in many ways, but if you want to build on these parks, I wish you the best of luck, as they have their own authorities which control planning for proposals. The authorities follow a framework called Supplementary Planning Guidance Aims to help planning applicants understand what sustainable development means to these Welsh parks, meaning you're not likely to get that planning permission. Moving on to air, after leading scientists recently issued our final warning regarding the climate crisis, the Welsh Government and Plaid Cymru have set a goal of net zero. What is net zero? It's a government commitment to ensure that Wales reduces greenhouse gases emissions by an incredible 100%. Recently amending its target to 2035, we have given a 10-year window in which we can make this happen, which is led by our former Environment Minister, Jane Davidson. Some of you watching may even recognise this building, with these important government decisions are being made from my Landmarks video. Moving on to our third element is water. Although Wales is paving the way with our eco initiatives, there is always ways in which we can improve. Something we need to take accountability for is the recent events of Welsh water illegally spilling sewage into an environmentally protected area. Although we are deeply saddened that this has happened, prosecutions have been made and Welsh Water have actually taken accountability. A positive that we can take away from this situation is that we are learning from it and addressing the issues that led to this problem in the first place. Finally, I will close my presentation with fire, which is what I intend to bring to the Miss Earth stage, and also it is what the Welsh Government are bringing when it comes to our eco initiatives. Although we're a small nation, we understand of how much of an impact we can have on our Mother Earth. And this week, commencing the 30th of October, the government's ban on several types of single-use plastics came into effect as a part of our drive towards net zero. The purpose of this law is to reduce the flow of plastic pollution into the environment by prohibiting certain uses of single-use plastic products and to encourage people to take a greater responsibility for their disposal. I think this is an incredible idea. By cutting off our plastic at the source, we then do not have to think about how we are disposing of it in the future. Thank you so much for joining me as I talk to you about Wales's eco initiatives. I hope we can take something from each of the videos today to work towards a more greener and sustainable Earth. Thank you.
All right. So, Karis, I think, well, absolutely love her energy. Very young, bubbly, and friendly. I do think it was clever to structure the video into the 4 elements. What really struck me was not only, okay, the energy and well spoken and nice footage, but she brought up a part where her country, Wales, had not done so well, had dropped the ball. And I thought that was really interesting. Like, you've spoken, Casey, on 2 occasions about how something different caught your attention, like being different caught your attention. I think for me, that really caught my attention because everyone else, is the ones that I saw, had been talking about, my country this, my country that, and that's what you should be doing. Obviously, be proud of what your country has achieved. But I thought it was interesting that she chose to point out a part where they had dropped the ball, and Welsh Water, I assume that's a governmental organization. That's a big problem. So I thought that really was interesting, and that caught my attention. So yeah, I love that video. Now we need to go across to day 4. First one's going to be Ghana, which I think is one of yours, Casey. But let me just remove this for a second. All right, so I have found the video. First up is going to be one of Casey's picks, which is Ghana. So this is day 4 now. So here we go.
My country's eco initiative. Mother Ghana is recognized as one of the many countries known to contribute positively towards curbing climate change through its tree planting project. Ghana is home to diverse ecosystems, including rainforests, grasslands, and coastal wetlands. My country's eco initiative is the Green Ghana project, under which the Green Ghana Day is organized every year. The Green Ghana Day is a nationwide tree planting initiative inaugurated by His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources. This initiative is as part of an aggressive national afforestation program to restore the lost forest cover of Ghana and to contribute to the global effort to mitigate climate change. The agenda is to 1. Create and enhance national awareness of the necessity of collective action towards restoration of degraded landscape in the country. 2. To inculcate the values of planting and nurturing trees and its associated benefits amongst the youth. 3. Beautifying our communities and environment. On 11th of June 2021, the inaugural event took place, during which an estimated 7 million tree seedlings were planted across the country. In 2022, the Green Ghana saw Ghanaians plant 20 million trees across the nation. Miss Earth Ghana past queens have always had a role to play as far as this eco initiative is concerned. Each year, the Eco Earth Foundation, the mother umbrella under which Miss Earth Ghana operates, plants over 10,000 trees in support of this project. The 2023 edition of the Green Ghana Day was launched on the 17th of May by the Asante Hene Otumfo Osei II under the theme Our Forests, Our Health, with over 10 million tree seedlings planted. Ghana Tourism Authority, Forestry Commission, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovations, Parks and Gardens, Zoom Lion, and the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, as well as other corporate institutions. Go Ghana, go green. Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
All right, Casey, over to you.
I loved it. Another one that broke it down for me. She gave me the 1, 2, 3. I just liked how simple and easy it was, as well as she talked about the statistics of in one day they had 7 million trees planted or seedlings planted across all of Ghana. That was amazing. And then also pointing out those big companies or groups or departments that gave back throughout all of that. So that was really cool to me. And another one of those that she wasn't technically in the video the full time until I guess like the end towards the queen parts.
Yeah.
But I did like that she showed other pageant queens in the Earth system or in other systems of Ghana that were giving back too. That was pretty cool. And then she said they planted, I think, 10,000 trees. Miss Earth Ghana did as an organization. So that was really cool to then throw it in there just to give your own group a huge little shout out of, hey, like this is what we've done already. And that she already knows how to do that, then she can kind of promote it on a bigger scale. So I really like this video. Another one of those unique ones that just stood out to me. And of course, she bullet pointed it for me. That just makes it easier on my brain.
That seems to be the recurring motif for dealing with the judges. If you're making a video, construct it well. I will say that there was a blonde pageant queen in that. I think that was previous Miss Earth England, so they must have had some sort of partnership going there, which was cool. All right, so the next one is one of mine, Mongolia. One of my picks. Let me just find. All right, so here we go, Mongolia.
I am Miss Earth Mongolia 2023 Muhchime Batjargal. Mongolia has indeed launched a nationwide movement to plant 1 billion trees by 2030 as part of Mongolia's commitment to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, marking a significant and commendable environmental initiative. Tree planting initiatives are widely recognized as effective strategies for combating climate change, promoting reforestation, and addressing environmental challenges. Since November 2021, the Office of the President and the Ministry of Environment and Tourism have been actively championing this movement. This initiative has garnered substantial participation from 21 provinces and 330 sub-provinces in the seedling planting process. This initiative has not only inspired me to elevate my contributions towards the betterment of my country and environment, but also to touch the hearts of fellow Mongolians who share in our collective purpose. Since 2018, I have passionately undertaken the task of planting and nurturing trees that surround my city. With every seed I sow into the earth, I find solace in knowing that I'm not only tending to the growth of these trees, but also nurturing my own soul, leaving a modest yet meaningful imprint on our shared future.
I think if I had to sum up why I love that video so much, is you can see her actually really doing the work.
Mhm.
That means so much. I mean, both you and I, having interviewed so many pageant queens, like it's one thing to find someone who talks a good game, but it's another one, and we always love it when we find someone who's been doing the work before the pageant, so you know it's really
Mhm.
part of who they are, and you can just see that. And I think she's really humble as well, and down to earth, figuratively and literally. With her hands in the soil. So I really loved everything about that video. I think she spoke really well, and really a nice insight, I think, into Mongolia, because it's not a country I'm ashamed to say I know a lot about, and so I really love that one. I think it pulled at the heartstrings, maybe more than some of the other videos have. So I love that one. And then the next two, or the final two, Casey, we agree on.
Mhm.
So we will go on to the Philippines. So this is one that we both picked. If I
We
can find.
almost agreed on all 3. That would've been crazy, but no, I
People would have said
saw
that's rigged.
Ghana. Yeah, people would've been like, "They knew," but no, when I saw Ghana and I was like, "Oh, but Mongolia is so good too." They just had such good presentations for this one, but
Well,
alright,
I mean,
let's do
that's
it.
the process I went through. Was like I had all the titles and I bolded the ones which I thought could be in the top three, because you never know when you're watching 10 which ones will be the top three. So I just bolded the ones to come back to, and then I think all the ones you've picked were the ones that were bolded for me, and then we just ended up picking out different ones for our own reasons. All right, here we go. The pageant heavyweight Philippines.
My homeland, the Philippines, is arguably one of the most ecologically biodiverse nations in Southeast Asia. And yet, as it stands, our country continues to grapple with pressing issues that threaten our natural heritage. Much has been achieved in terms of earth education, environmental sustainability, and conservation, but much more remains to be done. And that is what brought me here. The Philippines has been involved in a number of important environmental conservation initiatives, some of these including the National Greening Program, or NGP, that champion reforestation and rehabilitation of degraded forest lands and protected areas, biodiversity conservation programs to protect endangered species such as the Philippine Eagle Conservation Program and the Pawikan Conservation Project for sea turtles, protected area management to safeguard the unique ecosystems and biodiversity of places like the national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and marine reserves. Zero waste cities aim limiting the use of single-use plastics and encouraging the reusable or recyclable packaging such as eco bags. The Clean and Green Umbrella Program to promote sustainability, cleanliness, and beautification, and many more. As a true-blooded eco-warrior myself, for years I have been practicing the zero waste and a sustainable lifestyle. The positive belief approach that I came up with is a framework that encourages us to make choices that not only benefit us, but also minimize our impact towards the environment. This year, through my project called the 17 Sustainable Development Goals for One Goal, Environmental Amelioration for a Greener Nation, I have done my part in bringing attention to rehabilitating our environment. Education is the cornerstone of change, and by empowering our communities to take action, we can spark a movement that will shape a sustainable future for generations to come. Everything in nature is interconnected. Everything that you do can and will affect the next person until it all comes back to you. Our actions matter. Every small step either leads us away or towards a greener and a more sustainable future. And it is up to us to decide to which trajectory we are going to gravitate towards to. And I hope that you choose the latter.
Do you think we're looking at the title holder, the next Miss Earth? What do you think, Casey?
I every time I watch her stuff, every time I see her social media, like, she is a walking, breathing international queen, and
Mm.
I think that they would be bonkers to not crown her. Like, I honestly she just Another one of those that walks the walk, talks the talk, like, and it's very genuine. How she speaks, it just
Mm.
oozes,
It's
like
effortless. It's
yes.
not contrived. It's not like I'm reading off a
No.
transcript. I'm sure they prepared what she
Mhm.
was going to say, but it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
across as, yes, this is what she actually believes. It's not someone holding up a
Mhm.
placard saying, "Read this."
Yeah, and that's the thing is with is the current Miss Earth
From
Philippines?
Korea.
Who from
No, she's from
Korea,
Korea.
okay, from
Yeah.
Korea. That's what I had seen the video that they were side by side, it was her and, like,
Yeah.
the Miss Earth, I guess, had visited. Um, yeah, like, I don't know who her team is, but I give them kudos because they know how to put a well done video together. They know how to really prepare someone for on camera. Like,
Mm.
this is it takes time to learn how to actually come off as genuine or, like, that you're really invested in what you're talking about on screen. That's something that takes time, and, I mean, it's not just, like,
Yep.
acting skills. Like, you can't just act that. You have to really feel it because people you can't sell them anything that you're not truly feeling yourself.
Yeah.
Um, but if she doesn't win, I'm gonna quit pageantry at that point because, like, I will have to be done because I just if you were to put this out there, people would just assume she's Miss Earth. Like, that would be no question.
Mm.
They would just how she just it's the way she carries herself. It's incredible. Like, I'm speechless, obviously. Like, it's incredible. Um, I'm so excited to see her in person at the competition. Like, they especially between the next one we're about to watch, Mongolia, I think all of the different Asian countries
Mm.
really are not here to play.
Yeah.
And I mean, coming from the US, I love me some Danielle, even some of the European countries, like it is going to be a true fight to the finish, but I'm gonna have to give it to my Asian country friends because they leave no stone unturned. They
Yeah.
they eat all the breadcrumbs. Everything is ate. Like, it's so good.
All
But
the things are 8. I mean, the thing with the thing with this video is there's nothing that I think I would change. Do you know what I mean? It's
mm-mm,
like if you ask me for feedback, I'd be like, "I got nothing." I mean, even if you look at this frame that I've frozen, she looks absolutely immaculate. But it's not a
mhm.
pageant look necessarily. It's more like a
No.
hosting doing a presentation to video, which as you said, and you've done a lot of
Mhm.
stuff to video in front of the camera, as have I. Knowing how to act in front of the camera so it comes off natural, not contrived and not shy and not nervous, not ums and ahs. It's a really rare skill, really
Yeah.
rare. It's not like answering a pageant interview question. It's a completely separate skill. And I think what defines this video for me is how good she is at actually presenting to the camera. It says here that she's a host. And I think that's probably part of the reason why she's so good in front of camera. She's got experience with it, but that's so important. Like, don't underestimate that. Because not telling Casey this, but to you guys watching, because if you're going to be an international pageant queen in this day and age, 99% of it's going to be on social, on video.
Mhm.
1% will be the people that you meet in person, but so much of it has to be captured on social. And so, if you don't have that presence in front of the camera, no matter how good your message is, it's going to get lost because people just turn you off. And I mean, I'm not one with the eye for details with makeup and outfits as you are, but just the way that she's presented immaculately, and yet she's still able, willing to get down and do the actual work. I think she's an extremely strong contender. Probably even more so now. She's standing out for me than when we did our previous videos, Casey. I don't know if you agree with that, but in that one, there was like
Yeah.
some really heavyweight hitters on day 3, I think it was.
Yes.
This one has put her ahead of that pack even for me. I think
Mhm.
she is probably the title favorite for me at this stage. That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
and I think with the introduction videos, I had some very close numbers. Like, they were really
Yeah.
close in area, but this one very far. I just the quality of this and just, like, the attention to detail just in this frame, you
Mm,
see her. You don't
yeah.
get lost in the background, and I love how they blurred the background, but you have to realize
Very
her
clever. Yeah.
outfits, going back to the attention to detail,
Hmm.
her outfits fit her environment. If she was wearing something hot pink here or blue, it
Mm,
would it would be weird. It would stand out too much, but the way that she blends with the background, with the neutral tones and her skin tone, it's just they really thought this out.
mm.
Very well done production. So who is it? Carousel Production Inc. It looks like in the top corner
No,
of the
that's
video.
the Miss Earth one.
Oh, that's the
That's
Earth
just the
people.
general Miss Earth
Oh,
one. We
I
don't
was
know
about
who
to
it was yet.
say that that's who you gotta call for all your videos. Well,
Yeah.
whoever did Philippines video for this one, I think every international
Kudos.
system should
Yeah.
hire them. Like,
That'd
it's
be
so
kind of
good.
difficult because then like other countries might start, winning the titles. I mean,
Yeah.
the Filipinos are pageant mad, as you well know, and I think you can see it because like all those things you mentioned, I'm sure it's not just well, I'm 99% sure it's not
Mhm.
just her who did it all. She's obviously got
Yes,
a
yes.
talented team who know what they're doing behind the scenes, and it's a good point you made. Even here, like the background being blurred out, that's someone that with an eye for cinematography or filmography needs to
Yeah.
do. It's not something that you can just with an iPhone pick up and do that. So yeah, it's yeah. Well, I think that's at this stage my title holder number one. Although we haven't seen her on stage, so obviously that's a huge thing. But I can't believe that the Filipinos would send someone to a major international pageant who can't bring it on stage. So don't prove me wrong, please. But yeah, all right. So then we also shared the next one, which is Vietnam, and that'll be our final one for this day and for this video. So tough act to follow, but Vietnam can do it. So let's skip across.
To rest, reflect, and rejuvenate.
Hello everyone, my name is Dolphy Lanai, Miss Earth Vietnam 2023, and today I want to tell you about a race. And this race is not about speed or competition, it's about making our planet a better place for everyone. It's about showing the world that we can all make a difference.
A race to prevent the worst outcome of climate change, greenhouse effect, and environmental pollution, and to preserve life on our planet Earth and all of its inhabitants in all shapes and forms, and to foster a sustainable future for generations to come.
And that race is achieving net zero. And I am very proud that Vietnam has officially joined the net zero race along with nearly 150 other countries at the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference in Glasgow, Scotland. And the Vietnamese government has committed to achieving net zero emissions by 2050.
Our government has joined forces to plant 1 billion trees from 2021 to 2025. Vietnam has participated in RED since 2008. This project is an international initiative aimed at providing financial and technical support to developing countries in order to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and minimize the impacts of climate change through efforts to combat deforestation and forest degradation. On top of that, Vietnamese organizations and businesses have also helped our country advance towards net zero by opting for green campaigns.
To accomplish this goal, the Vietnamese government has issued many national strategies to guide its planning to achieve this target. However, this is still not enough. We need the collective effort of all the people across the nation of Vietnam to accelerate towards our country's net zero commitment even faster.
We will contribute to the net zero race in 2 ways. Vietnam will increase carbon removal and reduce carbon footprint by planting more trees in residential areas, cities, villages, and forests. In addition to carbon capture and carbon removal, we have clean air options for public transportation such as our electric public buses. Overall, we need to adopt a sustainable lifestyle out of love for our environment and be determined to build a greener, cleaner, and even more beautiful world.
Let's start with making small changes to our lifestyles in order to inspire others to do the same. Because 1% of 100 people's efforts versus 100% of one person's own efforts can make a bigger impact.
I think that's really interesting. Just at the end, I'm sure you remember her making that statement in the introductory
Mhm.
videos, and she's brought it back full circle to that. That must be her slogan, and I don't want to dismiss it as saying a slogan, but it's a really clever and apt phrase, especially when it comes to environmental change. And I don't want to directly compare too much this one with the Filipino presentation because they are slightly different. I think if you remember, Casey, this the Vietnamese contestant, I believe she was the one that founded. Was it a chapter over in the United States because she was educated in the United States. It was like a
Yes.
business
Yes.
business
Mhm.
something or other, and you said that's a big thing, and I think you
It was
can
a
really
big deal,
see
yes.
that. Okay, because I
Mhm.
think you can see and obviously entrepreneurial space, being in business for a long time, I think you can really see that where the Filipino one was, we've gushed over that already. This one was if you were a business or you were an entrepreneur and you wanted someone to front your company as a spokesperson, this is immaculate because it's such a
Mhm.
convincing, sharp presentation. Everything's on point. So those are just my thoughts. I think they're slightly different, the Filipino presentation compared to this one, but they're both very, very strong. Casey, your thoughts?
No, I agree, and again, attention to details. She's got it. She's in the green forest, she's got her
Mm,
green suit on. If she wore any other color, it would not match with this whatsoever. If she wore red, it just would not match with this.
Yeah.
But it also gives her a very soft look to her, to
Mm,
where she means business. She's inviting. Like that is what her persona is giving off. I like that she also put in. I love good news clips because it just shows things that they are seeing from their side of the country. Because that's not something like I can watch something in the U.S., but it may
mm,
be completely different to what you see somewhere else just from what your news outlets give you, and so I think I really like the different countries adding that in. I agree. I think that the Philippines video and this video, I think they're 2 different videos. I mean,
yeah.
obviously, but I think that they stand alone on their own, very strong, and
Yeah.
that's something that it takes really it's a lot for both of you and I to agree of like, "Okay, we're no longer gonna compare it to this." Like, they are definitely uniquely different, but they're both strong people that I would put in front of a camera. I'd put out on a podium
Yeah.
and have them talk about Miss Earth and get people to invest, get people to wanna join as a contestant or a delegate. That is these are the 2 girls that I think that I would have no problem as the
Mm,
international director or board of people sending them out into different countries and having them preach and talk about all of the things that we're, you know, that we live off of as the Earth group. So I really like both of these. These last 2, I
mm,
think, were the strongest out of all 4 days. These 2 are
yeah.
my
I would
strong
agree with that.
key hitters. Mhm.
I'd agree with that, and I think it's interesting that at the end of how many videos we've seen, if you ask us for our top 2 out of everything, we probably do end up agreeing on, Vietnam and Philippines. So,
Mhm.
absolutely spectacular job, well done to them. And yeah, I look forward to seeing how the both of them do in person on stage because it's pageantry. That's a giant part. But again, given how well prepared they were with their videos, I can't believe that they're going to hit the international stage and not be prepared, equally
Sure.
prepared for that, if not more so. So those have been our thoughts. This was day 3 and day 4. You can go back to our previous video for our thoughts on days 1 and 2. And whether you agree with us or not, you can, I'm sure you'll let us know in the comments below. Casey and I think, agree on the Vietnam and Philippines probably being the 2 standouts at this stage for the Miss Earth competition. But we'll see. Maybe the Vietnam home advantage will come into play, but Philippines extraordinarily strong as well. So I think we saved the best for last there. But I'm going to thank Casey for her time. What have you got coming up now? I think it's the end of a long week for you. So are you off to bed now?
Yes, I will probably I need to tan. As a retired pageant gal, I still do tan. I've been rocking the natural skin tone lately, but I do have a few events this weekend to head off to. So super excited for that. It is now currently 10 p.m. for me, so I will be tanning as quickly as possible and jumping in my very comfy bed.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Keep an eye out on both our socials, so the Pageant Project and Crowning Moment podcast, for more material, Miss Earth and otherwise. And we will speak to you next time. Bye for now.